Keanu Reeves stepped between a young woman and a corrupt airport cop, and what he did next made every single person stop, stare, and start filming. Before you scroll, smash that like button, share this story, and hit subscribe, because this wasn't a movie. This was real. The officer was barking orders, his tone sharp, the girl visibly shaking. Most people looked away, but Keanu didn't. He watched for 3 seconds, then calmly walked forward, eyes locked on the officer. The tension in the terminal was instant. Cameras came out, security paused. And then Keanu dropped a line so powerful it shut everything down. What did he say? Why did the entire crowd go silent? Comment your guess, because what happens next will give you chills. The officer, still unaware of who was standing in front of him, snapped, "Step back, sir, this doesn't concern you." But Keanu didn't flinch. With calm precision, he replied, "It concerns all of us when power is abused." The crowd stirred, phones now fully recording, whispers spreading like wildfire. The young woman, clutching her bag, looked up with tears in her eyes. That's when the cop finally recognized him. "Wait, you're Keanu Reeves." But instead of using his fame to back out, Keanu leaned in further. "And you're a man with a badge, forgetting what it means." The officer hesitated, suddenly unsure. The tension crackled in the air. Then, out of nowhere, another airport worker came rushing over, whispering something into the cop's ear. His expression changed instantly. Whatever he'd just heard had shaken him. But what did the airport worker say? Why did the officer suddenly back off? Drop your theories in the comments, because the twist that's coming next flips this entire moment upside down. The officer's face went pale. After a tense pause, he stepped back from the girl without another word. The airport worker turned to Keanu and quietly said, "She's the daughter of a federal investigator. She's been targeted before." Keanu's jaw tightened. This wasn't a routine stop. It was intimidation. Keanu turned to the girl and gently asked, "Are you okay?" She nodded slowly, her voice shaking. "I didn't know who else would stop him." Keanu looked around at the stunned crowd, then back at the officer. "Badge or not, you answer to the law, not your ego," he said loud enough for everyone to hear. The officer, now clearly rattled, tried to walk away, but the damage was done. Passengers began approaching airport staff, demanding answers. What started as a quiet abuse of power was now a full-blown confrontation, and Keanu had ignited it with nothing but presence and principle. But just as the situation seemed to settle, an older man in uniform stepped forward, and what he said took everyone by surprise. Who was he? And why did his words shift everything again? Stick around, because this next twist hits harder than anyone expected. The older man, a high-ranking airport security official, calmly approached the group, his eyes sharp and unyielding. "This behavior is unacceptable," he announced, his voice cutting through the tension like a blade. "We have zero tolerance for abuses of power, especially here." He turned to the officer, who now looked smaller than ever. "You're suspended pending investigation, and you will answer for your actions." The crowd erupted in whispers and applause. Keanu glanced at the young woman, who finally managed a shaky smile. But the real shock came when the official added, "And to the young woman here, we will ensure your safety and investigate any previous incidents thoroughly." Cameras flashed as the atmosphere shifted from fear to hope. Keanu's quiet stand had triggered a chain reaction that no one saw coming. Yet, as the crowd began to disperse, Keanu lingered for a moment, his expression unreadable. What was going through his mind? And what did he say to the officer as he left? That final moment would leave everyone watching speechless. Ready for it? Comment below, because the conclusion is even more powerful than you think. As the officer turned to leave, Keanu stepped forward, his voice steady but filled with quiet authority. "Remember this moment. Power isn't a shield to hide behind, it's a responsibility." The officer's eyes met his for a brief second. No words exchanged, but the message was clear. Keanu then turned to the young woman and whispered, "You're stronger than you know. Don't ever let anyone make you feel otherwise." The crowd, now dispersed, was still buzzing with what they had witnessed. An ordinary man standing up to corruption and winning. News of the confrontation spread like wildfire, sparking debates about abuse of power and the role of courage in everyday life. What if more people acted like Keanu did that day? How different would the world be? Tell me your thoughts below. And remember, sometimes the quietest voices make the loudest impact. This story isn't just about a confrontation. It's about the power of standing up when it counts most. In the days that followed, the young woman received protection and support from authorities, thanks to the public attention sparked by Keanu's bold stand. The suspended officer faced a thorough investigation, and the airport implemented new policies to prevent abuses of power. But beyond the headlines, something deeper changed. Ordinary people started talking about courage, respect, and accountability. Keanu's simple act reminded the world that fame isn't just about movies or awards. It's about using your voice for justice. So here's the final question. If you saw injustice like this, would you speak up or stay silent? Drop your answer below, share this story, and never forget, sometimes one person's courage can shake an entire system.